Good evening, fellow citizens of Spencer. Today is August the 7th, and we're going to bring you a program to try to explain to you what the Greatest Generation Victory Ride is going to be all about. This is all sponsored from the American Legion Post 138 here in Spencer. It's a worthy cause, a good effort to help our vets. I think a lot of people may have the wrong idea about what goes on with the American Legion Riders. So here to tell you more about it is Danny Meloche.
Good evening. My name's Dan Meloche. I'm the director this year for the Post 138 Legion Riders in Spencer. The Legion Riders are a motorcycle organization, actually an arm of the American Legion.
Next on line.
I'm Steve Tortorelli. I'm a member of the American Legion myself with the Riders, and I joined 3 years ago.
Good, good. Okay.
Good evening. My name is Gary Hurl. I'm a member of the American Legion, Post 138, and the Riders, Post 138. I've been a member since December. I should have joined a long time ago. I'm having a ball.
That's because you got a motorcycle.
You know, the American Legion is it's helpful, and it makes our community really, it enhances it a lot.
I am very, very pleased with what I found out in just in the last few days, thanks to Dan. I'm a veteran. We're all veterans here. We've all been in the service one way or another, and I think we all got out the right way. And what I have found out about the Riders is astonishing. I think that I had the wrong idea about it. I've talked to other people, hey, you gonna ride with the Riders? No, I'm not gonna do that. Why? Well, a bunch of meatballs. So I had that opinion. Mm-hmm. And I can honestly say, once I started to study up on what you guys do,
right,
I am very, very proud to be here. In fact, I volunteered to do this because I thought so much of your organization.
Right. Yeah, many times the public at large has the wrong impression about people they see on motorcycles, and a lot of the times that's warranted due to bad behavior or maybe just a bad reputation that's been passed on down through the ages. Since motorcycles have been around, you know, some of the worst motorcycle clubs, referred to as MCs, have been around since after World War II, right, which led to, you know, notorious groups like the Outlaws and the Hells Angels and so forth. Mm-hmm. One of the first things you'll learn if you become a Legion Rider is that we're not even allowed to refer to ourselves as an MC. We're not a motorcycle club. We're first and foremost Legionnaires, mm-hmm, and we're Legionnaires that enjoy motorcycling. Right. And so that brings us together. And at this time, the Legion Riders are one of the main thrusts that are breathing new life into the American Legion. They're losing a lot of their membership. You know, our World War II veterans that we're dedicating this ride to are leaving us at a rate of over 1,000 a day.
That's terrible.
Most of them are in the age group of 88 to 98 years old. Mm-hmm. So the amount of young veterans that are joining the Legion pales in comparison to the amount of older veterans that are leaving, right, you know, through attrition. So,
Steve, what do you bring to the table?
Well, what do you? I don't know. I guess
The younger vet.
he's one of the young guys.
Ah, one of those
He's
guys.
one of those Iraq.
Yeah, but with the hair, I can't tell.
I cut it off.
Okay. When are you in?
I'm actually still in the reserves.
You are. What branch?
The Navy Seabees.
Oh, very good. Gary, I know you from way back when in the Board of Selectmen.
Yeah. I was in the Army during the Vietnam era. I was in Pershing Missile in Germany. So that was all taken apart during the SALT II treaties. It was the Army's biggest weapon at the time, but certainly enjoyed it. I got to fire one. It was a lot of fun. And when I retired, I bought a motorcycle, and I was asked to join the American Legion and certainly the Riders. And like I said, I'm having a blast. We're raising a lot of money, bringing new life into, as Dan said, into the American Legion. Mm-hmm. And I think one of our biggest things that I enjoy most is when somebody passes away, a veteran passes away in their local area, mm-hmm, we show up at the funeral and do a ceremony for them, and the people just love it. It really does. And we do we'll do a salute with the rifles and stuff, and then we'll do anything we can to honor our veterans that are passing away.
One of the things that impressed the heck out of me when I was reading up on what you guys do, I gotta find it in my notes someplace. Okay, bottom line here, in fact I put 2 stars next to it. One of the things you do is ride to honor fallen military men and women and to protect the sanctity of their funerals from those who would dishonor their memory.
Yeah,
I can remember reading and seeing that on television, and it just turned my stomach.
yeah, that's the probably infamous Westboro Baptist Church, which is well known, unfortunately, for disrupting military funerals.
Yeah.
And the Legion Riders, as well as other groups, offer their services, if you will, to go to the ceremonies, go to the cemeteries, and get between these people and the families, so they can bury their loved ones with the respect that they deserve, and not have to put up with this nonsense from people protesting.
Yeah, that was a big discussion that Peter Durant and I had. I used to be on the Talk of the Town show with Pete for a couple, over a year, and I used to clip out things in the newspaper, and we would discuss them, and that was one of them that I had to bring that one to the table.
Yeah, well, again, you know, we get together to raise funds and to help local veterans, and that can range anything from, I mean, Steve is a CB. We have, I believe, 3 or 4 CBs, 3 CBs in our group. Obviously, they're known for fighting and building.
Absolutely.
And,
My uncle's
so,
a CB in the Second World War.
Exactly. So if, for example, we were to hear from a local veteran, and by local I mean, you know, in the Worcester County area, so forth, that needed, maybe he needed a wheelchair ramp, or maybe needed some repairs to his home that he couldn't afford.
Yeah.
This is certainly what we're all about. And with Steve and the other 2 CBs with their expertise.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah.
I'm sure.
So we actually go out and do the work.
If we were asked to do it, we certainly could do it. You know, a wheelchair ramp, or maybe roof repairs, or something that a veteran, you know, in today's economy, you know, he just can't afford. He's retired, elderly, can't do the work himself.
Could be disabled, partially disabled.
We'd certainly try to help those kind of people out.
Let's talk a little bit about the Riders. How long have you been in existence?
The Riders started in Michigan. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's post 396. Not that that's important to our people that are watching, but post 396 in Michigan in 1993.
Correct.
Started the Rider program. It is sanctioned through the American Legion. We are a chapter. We're recognized by national. We have to have a set of bylaws. We have a chain of command, just like a lot of organizations. We have a director. We have a assistant director, which is Steve, is with me this year as my assistant director. A treasurer, secretary. We have a sergeant at arms. We have chaplain, road captains, road lieutenants.
Wow.
And just like most organizations, we have a hierarchy, and we have people that, when we go for rides, for example, our road captain would map the route. He sees that the riders are briefed on safety and where we'll be riding, respect for other motorists, and you know, we try to portray ourselves in a good light.
So you guys are like a small legion within the Legion.
Yes.
You have your league, you don't have your own bylaws, you have everything else.
Right.
But you're still members of Post 138.
Right.
And you answer to them.
There are actually
there
are 3 segments, if you will, of membership. You have to be a Legionnaire to become a rider.
Okay.
Full, I guess what you'd call a full-blown membership, you have to be a Legionnaire. We have several what they call SALs in our organization, Sons of the American Legion.
Okay.
They may not be a veteran themselves, but their father or their mother was, or their grandfather was a Legionnaire, and by virtue of that, they can join the Riders. We also have a third category, which is called supporters, wives, girlfriends, friends. People, you know, we encourage anybody. We have a lot of rides. Sometimes we'll know 2 or 3 days in advance, hey, let's meet at such and such a place, and we're going to go for a ride, stop halfway, have a nice meal, go to some place sightseeing. we welcome anybody that wants to ride with us. You don't have to be a member of the Legion Riders to join us on a Sunday afternoon or a Sunday morning to go out and have an enjoyable afternoon riding.
Now, one of the things that you already mentioned is I want to make sure that this is made perfectly clear to the audience. Are you considered a motorcycle club?
No, we don't even. No, MC. The term MC or motorcycle club. You know, we can't even think about that. We're an organization of the American Legion. MCs, and don't get me wrong, they're not all bad.
Oh, no,
you know what I mean?
of course not.
There's a couple bad apples out there that give the rest of us a bad name, but we want everybody out there that sees that. If you see the back of our vest, American Legion Riders, first and foremost, we're veterans and we're part of the American Legion. That's the way we should. That's the way we want to portray ourselves.
It's basically having a good time and meeting new people and just making new friends and going for a ride.
And making
bike.
some money to help people out,
Yes.
Right.
which is I think is a great thing.
We've been in existence a little under 3 years now. I think in November it'll be 3 full
Spencer
years.
Group.
Right,
Yes.
Yeah.
the Post 138 Legion Riders. And I just checked with Donnie LeCaire, who's our treasurer, and I had him do a quick run through the books just to give me a ballpark figure for this event, for this evening. And he said that it was a little bit over $7,000 we've donated to veterans' causes.
Since your inception?
Yeah, in about 2.5 years, a
Wow.
little more than 2.5
That
years.
is good.
That includes, Christmas baskets, Christmas gift certificates from Walmart,
Thanksgiving time.
Thanksgiving. We'll give gift certificates to go to Price Chopper or the Big Y or one of these places. We gave a few out last year. One individual was so thankful to us. He said without our donation, he wouldn't have been able to have his family at his home for Christmas. And he was a veteran, an elderly veteran, had no money. So it's very gratifying when we can reach out to people that way. So,
How does a vet qualify to get funds?
excuse me?
How does a vet?
Well-
how does he get that? You brought
Let us
baskets
know.
and things.
Let us know.
Just call
If
you?
you know someone, or if you're a veteran yourself, and you have certain needs, we have to take. We're an organization.
Right.
A decision isn't made by just because I'm the director this year. I don't make decisions
Right.
by myself.
Well, that's good.
We
I mean,
do
that's
we can, though.
nothing against you, but
No,
I mean,
no,
that's the
but
way
I mean,
it should be. It should be a body.
if a request were brought before us, so and so needs some help with his to buy heating oil or firewood or whatever the case may be this winter, the request would come before one of our monthly meetings, and it would be voted on. And if it's within our means, we would certainly try to help.
So a vet in need of something should contact your post.
Right, or Peter Rock is the local veterans
Right.
agent, and he's come to us with names, and
We've approached them without them realizing.
right,
Really.
Without asking, we've approached.
and we'll keep and a lot of times people don't want to be known asking for help. They don't
Sure.
want anybody
It's
to know they've
embarrassing They're proud.
Right. So if that's the case, contact us discreetly, and we'll take that up. We'll respect your wishes. We'll take that request up, and if we can help you, we certainly will try.
And this particular event basically is for the World War II vets.
World War II vets, again, I mentioned they're leaving us at a rate of over 1,000 a day. I don't know if you've had a chance to go to D.C. to see the World War II memorial that was built several years ago.
No, I haven't.
It's an awesome
Experience.
and piece of architecture.
It's like viewing the Vietnam Memorial.
One side is the Pacific arena, and the other side was the European theater.
Yep.
And it's just fountains, and in the background is the Washington Monument. The sad reality is that World War II veterans, most of them never lived to see their own memorial.
Yeah.
There's a group out there called Honor Flight that raises money to fly World War II veterans to D.C. so they can see their own memorial, but there's very, very, very few left. So we're hoping that if you know a World War II veteran, and you can get us the information before August 18th, before our victory ride and parade, and if you notice, we've indicated victory over Japan and victory in Europe. That was accomplished about 68 years ago now.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys have never been in a parade. They've never been in a parade, you know, to honor their sacrifices.
Sure.
You know, I mean, Greatest Generation gave us
great book, by the
what
way.
we have today. Tom Brokaw.
Exactly.
wrote a great book,
I was
right.
given that book as a present,
Right.
birthday present from my
Right.
my son-in-law and his wife and kids.
He coined the phrase, and,
Oh.
and it was.
It
you know,
makes you
warranted.
really look
Oh, exactly.
at,
Exactly.
at the world in a totally different perspective.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are unbelievable.
So hopefully,
And women, too.
and we'll have them, yeah, and the nurses and so forth, the nursing corps. But hopefully, we'll have a lot of them that are in the area that their families can, if they can't get there themselves, their families will get them out to us on August 18th. We're going to put them in Jeeps. We're going to put them in deuce and a halves. We're going to put them right up in front of the parade.
That's where they belong.
And hopefully, there'll be 2 or 3 people deep on Main Street waving flags and welcoming these guys home again.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they deserve that.
Oh,
I mean, these people. I mean, like you say, they're dropping off at $1,000 a day.
They came home. They didn't complain. They went to work.
Read the book.
Yeah,
Read that book.
they went to work and they built
Did their
this,
thing.
They
Built
built this
America.
country. Right,
Right.
exactly. So.
Yeah, and they took an awful beating,
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, you left
physically and emotionally.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize that because these guys never complained. They never talked about their service, and so we want to honor that sacrifice. And this day is going to be for them. We'll have displays at the post. People are offering their dad's uniform or letters that were sent home. A friend of mine works for New England Cable News as an editor. She's been good enough to put together 3 DVDs of still photographs and of D-Day, film footage of D-Day.
Wow.
And those will be playing in the
This
hall.
is actual film.
Yes. These will be playing in the hall, and people will be able to come in and look at the displays and the uniforms. We'll have placards available that they can sign the name of a veteran on. We're going to call it the Wall of Honor. And it doesn't have to be a World War II veteran, any veteran. Somebody in your family, in whatever conflict or war that they've served in, or peacetime, whatever the case may be. If you know a veteran or veterans, we'll have Sharpies there, and they'll have poster board, and they'll be able to write the name and branch of service and indicate World War II, Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, whatever they...
Still be alive. Or,
Korea, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. We want to get as much exposure for veterans. Although the day is dedicated to the Greatest Generation, I want to make certain tonight that everybody realizes that we honor all veterans, and we're going to attempt to do that August 18th.
You can even put you can even sign it, Al, if you show up for the dinner.
I'm a vet, and I was in the Air Force. I was in the, I think theoretically, not theoretical, but they said that I was in the largest heavy bomb wing in the free world, and I was riding that one out during the Cuban crisis.
Yeah.
And that was earth-shattering. Could have been. And that's a good phrase. It could have been an earth-shattering event if it ever took place, because we had more nukes, and the Russians had more nukes than we ever want to think about. And if we started throwing them at each other, this would be a totally different world. We wouldn't be here talking about it.
Right. Well, as the saying goes, everybody who goes into the military signs a blank check at that time.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody knows by the time he gets out what that will involve, but we've all done it. So,
Absolutely.
and many of us haven't had to go through the hardships that a lot of these gentlemen had to go through, and women again.
Yeah.
The nurse corps was.
My aunt went in when they bombed Pearl Harbor. She went in. She was a nurse, and she went into the Navy. And when she got out, she was a full commander. I think she was one of 8 women at the time that achieved that rank.
So there's a lot of them in town. Hopefully they'll come out and enjoy the day. Motorcyclists, it's going to be $20 for the rider, $10 for the passenger. And if you just want to come in for the meal, it's going to be a roast beef meal with all the fixings. It's only $10.
And you're going to have this at the Legion.
Right. There'll be raffles. You know, the usual 50.
Now, where are you going to
50
park
raffles.
all these cars?
It's logistically, it's tough.
I bet.
We've got some guys. Last year we had to ride for Matt Shalafu, who was.
I was at that.
Right.
And it was crowded to
And so
find a place to
we've
park
done
on that
this
one.
before. We had 176 motorcycles and over 400 people attend.
Whoa.
And that was a baptism under
By fire.
fire. And we did it. It was
Yeah.
the most successful event ever pulled off by the Legion in its history in Spencer.
It was a good meal.
So, and this year we should know what we're doing a little bit more. So, you know. So
Yeah, we encourage people to come just for the meal too. They're welcome.
Right.
We have
Oh, yeah.
live music. It'll be a lot of fun.
we're going to have swing band music for these folks.
There you go.
Tommy Dorsey and that kind
That's
of
the
thing.
era. That's
We're
the
gonna
era.
every now and then we're gonna have live music available too. But when they're on break, we're gonna have the swing band music for these people, and I think it's just gonna be a great day. God, give us a good day,
Right.
weather-wise, and I just can't help. I've said it 100 times so far. Give us 3 deep on Main Street. Wait, bring your flags,
Yeah.
and really looking forward.
And I'd like to talk a little bit about the
Go ahead.
parade route.
Love to hear it.
The motorcycles ride's going to take off around 11 o'clock from the high school, and we're going to be back in town a little prior to 1 or very close to 1. And we're going to go down to the Highway Town Barn on Meadow Road. From there, we're going to stage everybody up Old Main Street right by Spencer Furniture. And the police will let us out on the Main Street, and we're going to proceed up Main Street towards the Legion. Where Brian's Auto, used to be Plant's Auto Body, is where a lot of the walkers are going to come in.
Yep.
So all the mechanized stuff is going to start out first to go up that hill. We don't want all the walkers to go all that way. So it could be hot. So so they'll enter there, and then as we proceed through town, we'll start dispersing motorcycles, vehicles, and people, probably from the town hall all the way up to
It'll be
the
Legion.
funneled
to the
off
Legion.
into the different lots. On, you know.
So it should be probably take 45 minutes to 50 minutes, hour at the tops.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a short parade, but you get a lot in it.
So 2:15, 2:30, we could be serving dinner.
Yeah, and just to let you know, we've got some really neat stuff. We've heard from reenactors. We have German troops coming.
Really?
We have American troops that'll be there.
Can't shoot at them, huh?
No, let's hope not. No, authentic uniforms, authentic vehicles.
Yep.
The German contingent is bringing a recreation of a German staff car. There'll be a 1941 Harley Davidson motorcycle. One of the gentlemen has a 1944 restored Jeep that tows a World War II display. It's going to be nice. I think the people. It's not going to be your average quickie parade.
Yeah.
It's going to be something that I think people
Really
will.
honor these guys.
Yeah.
Now, Danny, you had mentioned at one time there was an elderly gentleman who's, I think he lives in the Brookfield or something. He's a World War II vet. Is he going to be able to make it?
Well, everybody that we have a name for, we're contacting them. And I've checked with Post 244 out of West Brookfield. They gave me, I think, 14 names.
Ooh.
I have at least that many from the Spencer area. Every one of them are going to get a phone call. If they don't have transportation, we're going to find that out with ample time before the event so we can arrange to have them picked up. We're going to have people that have volunteered already. I've had, people, what can I do to help?
Yeah.
They're not even part of our organization, but they want to help.
Beautiful.
And I said, well, okay, we got a job for you. You're going to go to Mr. So-and-so's house and make sure he's down at the highway barn to get on a truck.
You're going to have a special place set aside for these elderly people to sit down and have their meal? Have you
Yeah,
thought of
yeah,
that?
it'll be inside and out.
Okay.
And again, God willing, we'll have a great day weather-wise, and everybody will want to be outside. But we'll have the air conditioners going on inside. If they feel more comfortable eating their meal in the post quarters, that'll be available. We'll have picnic tables and tents set up. The Fair Association is usually generous to us, lets us use several of their folding picnic-type
Yeah,
tables.
they're very generous to us when we do
we have-
the International Bazaar.
We have people donate, the big tents and pop-up tents. The event is going to be catered. It's
Oh.
going to be roast beef.
Oh, you're not going to cook it yourselves, huh?
No, not that we couldn't, because I'm sure we have the expertise within our group or within the Legion to do that. But we want to. I want our guys and gals that have worked hard all year to be able to enjoy this
it,
too.
sure.
This is
Relax.
a signature event for us.
Yeah.
And if we're behind the barbecue pit, sweating all day, and then you got to pick up, and you got to, you know, you got to set up, and then you got to clean up. They won't be able to.
Plus, there'll be lots of, you know, memorabilia inside the post setup.
That we need to watch.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
You know,
we need to
plaques
watch,
and
right.
People will
posters
cop it.
and.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, just on the side, we just recently lost Richard Green,
Yes.
Korean veteran, decorated Korean veteran. We've heard from his family that they're going to be bringing a shadow, called a shadow box, I believe, with his medals, and that'll be on display.
There's a quiet-spoken man.
I grew up in Spencer. I delivered mail in Spencer for many years. I knew everybody and their dog's name at one time. And I delivered Richard Green's mail hundreds of times, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And never even knew that he was a veteran.
No, no.
Man, most of them don't tell.
Right.
No. So.
Bill, is there anything else you want to add to what we're talking about here to inspire people? To me, again, I can only say from the bottom of my heart, I think what you guys are doing is just a fantastic thing. I mean,
And we have fun
I think
doing it.
I think I said to you, right, there's a brotherhood once you're in the service.
Right.
It's a
Yeah.
brotherhood that you never leave. You can't lose it.
Exactly.
And to see what you're doing for our
Yeah.
elderly
Yeah.
brothers is a very good thing.
And you really don't realize that until you join the organization and really find the camaraderie and the brotherhood that you are lacking maybe in your life. And you've really bond with the. I just met a lot of these guys. I've been in Spencer since '77, and I've got a whole new group of friends, and I've got a bond with them. More importantly, and that's when we do things. We that's the bond.
It's fun. We make it fun.
Right.
Talking to each other what we did and what we where we were and.
I would just in closing want to say that if there's anybody out there that's watching this presentation and you have a motorcycle and you'd like to join the riders, you know, please get in touch with us. And on the other hand, if you don't have a motorcycle, we have members that have joined recently that don't have a motorcycle. They wanted to join as supporters. So obviously they can't go on the rides with us, but when we have events and when we have days like coming up, they'll be working as parking attendants, and they'll be, you know, doing helping World War II veterans in and out of vehicles. They want to take part. They want to be part of an organization, and we welcome that. So,
Very good.
And women, encourage women to join.
absolutely, it's a family thing. I don't want anybody to get, you know, it's a bunch of guys out on motorcycles riding around raising hell. I want the girlfriends and the wives to get involved. When we have an event, you know, they'll bring a salad, somebody will make cookies, somebody will, you know, bring a dessert, and maybe it'll be at one of the guys' houses one weekend and somebody else's house the next weekend, and that's what we want. So if you'd like to find out more about the riders, please, you know, get in touch with us.
Okay, very good.
And or the American Legion also.
Right.
We're looking for membership in both areas.
Okay, good. Well, I thank you, gentlemen, for coming, and I guess hopefully we spread the word of what you're about and what's going to happen.
Yeah,
this
and
coming-
you know, if you see us out on the road, give us a beep, thumbs up.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Let us know you're a veteran or you support veterans.
You can get in touch with Dan Meloche or Gary Hurl. I think they're going to put our phone numbers and email addresses on the graphic for this. So
Okay, good.
please feel free to call us anytime.
Very good. Okay, thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, Al.
My
Thanks.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Al.